Hey everybody. If I look particularly puffy, it's because I've just woken up. Hi to everyone. Hope you're having a good morning. Um, well, I woke up feeling rather anxious today, and I'm feeling rather erratic. So I'm guessing that anxiety was induced in me while I slept. I had this dream about, I don't know, some person like calling me fat or something, and somebody saying that two people that I knew didn't want me, and I'm like, whilst I was going through that dream, because of the whole Lizzo conversation and, her being called a mammy, like that poor woman can't do nothing, right? It must have seeped into my subconscious, because then I started thinking about my own experiences. And I realized that it wasn't actually that made me angry. It's one thing to acknowledge that somebody's fat. I am fat. Well, I wouldn't say that I am fat. I have a fat body, right? And I'm not going to say that there's nothing wrong with that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when I take away all the things that people have said about me and I'm left with just me, no insults, no nothing, just Fabienne right here in this moment, there is nothing wrong with just Fabienne in this moment. And everything that has ever happened to me, like with the PTSD and with the BPD, that's as a result of psychiatric injury, of the abuse that's been inflicted on her. So where it comes to me, I'm just a normal ass woman. I'm just a normal ass woman walking around doing my thing, minding my business. It's other people that can't accept their emotions, so they do stupid shit all the time, like roast people to death when they're walking by in the street. Like, people are minding their business. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now with me, the reason why it's happening to me is because I'm being gang stalked. There are other overweight women around. There are other black people around. The only reason it's happening to me as repeatedly as it is because I'm being gang stalked. So you take all that away, I'm just a normal person, just doing what I'm doing. I'm in my grown woman body, and my grown woman body is full of mampy. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being fat. You know what? I'm gonna fucking say it. There's nothing wrong with being fat any more than there is anything wrong with being naturally skinny. There's nothing wrong with any of it. And what people need to do is they need to stop looking to the people that they insult to coddle them. Let's be real about the situation. People who are bigoted in any way whatsoever, right? They make out that the reason why they do that to people, especially psychopaths like Nicole Arbour, they'll make out like they're insulting people's weight or insulting people's bodies or insulting people's anything because they want people to better themselves. But remember what Niels Meltzer reported on psychological torture. When you chip away at somebody's weight and you chip away at their body, well, when you weaponize who somebody is against them repeatedly, you take away anything positive that they try to do. What happens to your nervous system is that it inevitably damages your nervous system. So all that shit that you're doing, that you're claiming is to better other people, you're not doing it to better them, because it's the direct opposite of healthy behavior. So you're not doing it to help anybody. You're not doing Nicole Arbour and the people who agree with her. You're not doing it to help anybody. You're doing it because you suck. You're doing it because you don't have the wherewithal to look inward inside yourself, to understand your feelings, to understand your environment, and to really sit with that. You don't have the wisdom or the wherewithal to do that. So instead, you take your impotent rage out on people who are different to you because they didn't follow the rules. You're not doing it out of concern or out of love for people who are different to you. You're doing it because you fucking suck, bro. You're doing it because you are selfish, more selfish, more needy, and even more whiny than the people you victimize. And it's not even just bigger people. It's basically anybody that doesn't fit the standard of what beauty is or what humanity is. Okay? What happens is this. You say something derogatory constantly. And then the people who are on the receiving end of it, they try a multitude of ways to soothe the pain. They try looking into themselves. They try self-empowerment. They try bearing their souls, speaking out their vulnerabilities and speaking about how it makes them feel. They try advocating. They try all manner of different things to uplift themselves and make themselves feel good. And the whole while, you're accusing them of being victims. Meanwhile, what the hell are you doing to uplift yourself? What the hell are you doing to uplift yourselves and uplift your... Clearly, all that flattery you're getting for fitting in, clearly that ain't doing nothing for you, because you're over here watching what we're doing. What the hell are you doing to uplift yourself? What the hell are you doing? What, trying to fit in with what everybody else wants of you? Clearly that's making you happy because you can't mind your fucking business. What are you doing to uplift yourself? What are you doing? Are you looking into your feelings? Are you talking about the hurt that you've gone through? What are you doing to heal yourself? You are bitter. You are lazy. And you're a lot more bitter and a lot more lazy than a lot of the people that you bully. Let's be honest. And you're a bigger victim too. Because not only do you complain about the target on your back, you failed to mention to everybody else that you put it there yourself. Fat people, and especially fat women, did not put that target on our backs ourselves. We didn't do that ourselves. That was done to us. Because a diet industry worth billions of pounds relies on that. Let's call them spades, okay? Let's call them spades. I'm sick and tired of overweight people having to get online and explain why they're overweight, explain why they're existing. It's none of anybody's fucking business. And, you know, and what I'm also tired of is people of any demographic having to explain why they're existing. If we're not hurting kids and we're not disrespecting animals, then what has it got to do with you? I'm asking you. What does it have to do with you? What does anything that we do have to do with you? Mind your business. And as for mental injury, mental illness and mental injury, same thing. If nothing is happening to you, mind your fucking business. Stop getting into other people's business because you need to feel better about yourself. How about you look inwards towards your own life? You do what you're supposed to do and you leave other people alone. That's what you need to be doing. And again, the gang stalkers have basically exploited this whole fat thing. But again, because I know it's gang stalkers, there's only so much of an effect it can have on me. Truth be told, I'm annoyed that I'm going through this psychological torture at all. I'm annoyed that I'm going through electronic torture at all. I'm annoyed that I'm going through any of this at all. But I'd be lying if I said I was violent. Because the thing is, they know I'm not violent. They know I won't go there. That's why the gang stalkers keep fucking around with me. Because they know I'm not going to go there. They know I'm not going to go there. They know I'm not going to turn around and start cussing out nobody. They know I can't. They know I don't have the quick reflexes like that. So I keep getting it. I shouldn't have to be about that life, and I shouldn't have to be. Listen, if you talk shit about me, I'm gonna sock you in your face. I shouldn't have to be that way. That's not glamorous. That's not cool. That's not cool. It's not cool to have to. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're fat or thin or anything like that, to walk by in the street when you're minding your business and somebody has something to say. They shouldn't have to make excuses to justify their existence. They shouldn't have to sock nobody in the face to shut them up. They shouldn't have to cuss nobody out. They shouldn't have to do that. They should be able to walk down the street and mind their business. But because people want to play victim, Because people want to play victim, and because they want to act like their problems are worse than that fat person's down there, you don't know their lives. As for this fat person, I'm literally being tortured by my own fucking government. So you best believe that when somebody calls me fat, that is the least of my fucking problems. I'm big because of years of abuse, years of neglect, years of addiction, and years of my nerves being worn away by my own government and biochemical fraternities. That's why I'm the way I am. But I shouldn't have to make those excuses. I should not have, nobody should have to do it. If you can run and jump, cool. If you can run and jump without getting winded, cool. That should be the end of it. That should be the end of it. And if it's, as long as it's not breaking the weight limit, that should be the end of it. The fuck are you joking me? It's got nothing to do with anyone else. And as for people using extreme examples in order to fucking, no, shut the fuck up. You know good and goddamn well that most of the fat people you know are not going to extremes like that. Shut the fuck up. And yet when we try to empower ourselves, you got fat people going down the gym. You got fat people doing big shit. No pun intended. You got fat people doing big shit. Making something of ourselves. That's not good enough either. So shut the fuck, like, you know what? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Go and work on yourself. Go to therapy. Because clearly working on your body ain't working for you if your nose is in other people's business like that. It clearly ain't working for you. Get some therapy. Look at your situation with more self-awareness. Go within, self-soothe. It's your time to go on the healing journey. Why do you think the reset is happening now? Because I don't want people like you doing that. They don't want people like you looking inside themselves. They want people like you to be society's abusive lapdogs. That's what the fuck they want. That's what they want. They want some people like you to be abusive lapdogs. They don't want people like you looking within and finding out, oh, well, maybe I'm not the greatest person in the world. Maybe I do suck as a human being. They don't want you changing. They don't want you evolving. They don't want you bettering yourselves genuinely. They want the same people doing the same shit because it benefits the people in charge. It benefits their power. It lines their pockets. And as for fat people or anybody who doesn't fit the body mold, stop making excuses. And I'm not saying that to you because I want you to lose weight. I'm saying that to you because you are who you are. The only thing you need to do is the same thing I'm telling these bullies to do. Look inward, look at your environment. And then work within that to better yourself and your life. You may end up fat at the end of it. You may end up losing weight at the end of it. Either way, cool. But the main thing is that you give yourself the time and the space and the rest to look inward. That's what matters. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. You don't owe nobody nothing. You don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe anybody anything. You deserve to walk down the street and be left alone. You don't owe nobody nothing. Stop making excuses. Because you're just letting people know I don't deserve to be here, but let me tell you why I am. No. You have just as much right to be here as anybody else. You deserve to walk down the street. You deserve to not have your nerves attacked every day. You deserve that. So stop making excuses. Don't let these people get into your head, make you think that you don't deserve to be here. And I'm going to leave with this final note as well. Now, fat folk have come a long way. We have come a long way since 20 years ago. you know. But there are still some of us who want that super cute person to take an interest in us, because we're thinking that if they validate our existence, then we're worth something. Then everybody else has to shut up. And unfortunately, that can be true. It can be. But it's a dangerous road to go down. The last thing that you want to do is put yourself in a position where you need somebody else's approval in order to love yourself, or you need the world's approval in order to love yourself. What you need to think about doing is simply going for what you want in life, without thinking about what it looks like. When you go for what you want, you do what you want to do. You put aside your need to be impartial, put aside your need to be subjective, put aside your need to be merciful, because people ain't listening. When you, as a fat person, or as a queer person, or as a black person, or as a woman, or as anybody who's marginalized, when you think about what you want, as a TI especially, TI is the biggest one. When you think about what you want and you stick to that, you heal yourself. You haven't just been looking inward for yourself. I'm going to be honest with you. You haven't just been looking inward for yourself. You've been looking inward for everybody else too. That's what nobody tells you. Because you're thinking, if you look into yourself and you get to know your own feelings, then you won't hurt anymore when people attack you and try to weaponize you against yourself just for minding your business. Doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It will build your confidence, sure, from the inside out, but it takes a long time to get there. So what you're better off doing is making yourself happy and sharing that happiness with people who appreciate it. And like I said, a lot of us, you know, on this side of the curtain, it seems like we're doing that, but really we're just masking our hurt. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. You don't have to have, like, the most popular people want you. Yeah, I mean, you fucking need that. Are you kidding me? Look for the gold inside the lead, not the lead inside the gold, man. Come on, man. Be kind to yourselves. And actually focus on making yourselves happy. And yes, that will piss your detractors off, something chronic. It will, but you deserve to be happy. All human beings deserve to be happy, but if this world isn't going to be gentle with you, be gentle with yourself. That's what some fat folk have learned already. That's what some marginalized folk have learned already. If this world ain't going to make you happy, make yourself happy. But you have to go for what you want. You can't just, you know, put on a brave front and say, you know what, I'm here and you're going to get used to it, because I know how you feel inside. Make yourself happy. Fuck what anybody else has to say. You know, if you... These people are not out for your best interests at heart. If they're not paying for your healthcare, they're not paying for, like, and they got so much to say. Nah. Go for what you want in life. And don't let anybody tell you you can't do it. That's all I've got to say. Don't make excuses for being you. Never make excuses for being you. Just love yourself. Just love yourself and go for what you want. Attain your desires in life. Go after your dreams. Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Fuck all that. Fuck everything else. And let all those other idiots keep running their mouths, man. If you want to cry, do it. You want to laugh, do it. But make sure you're going after what you want. You know what I mean? But yeah, as for me, I don't mind being fat all that much. The only thing I wish is that I didn't sound like Biggie every time I took a breath. Yeah, clip that. Sorry. I wish I didn't sound like Biggie every time I took a breath, man. I can hear it. I can hear it in the videos. And I know my arms and my stomach ain't the greatest, but they've never been the greatest, even when I was slimmer. So, you know what I mean? Like, there are always going to be things I don't like about my body, like particulars. But on the overall thing, I don't mind being me. I just want to be able to walk down the street and not be bothered. But, you know, as a TI, I can't really do that. You know, as a TI, I can't really do that. And then on top of that, I'm going to have my psychiatric injuries. Like, this fucking program is going to try to use my fucking psychiatric injuries against me as well by fucking inducing anxiety in my fucking sleep. Like, it never ends. But anyway, I gotta go. I love you guys so much. I love you whether you're fat, thin, short or tall. I love you whether you're black, white, brown. I love you whether you're a man or a woman. I love you whether you're straight, gay, lesbian, transgender, questioning, asexual, pansexual like me, bisexual. I love all of you. Trust and believe that. And for those who love all of humanity, I got you. You take care of yourselves, okay? Bye. Mwah.